celebrities, man. Maybe get some traction.
That tends to happen. So
Anyway, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeff.
We are bagging on Ed Helms. Too.
Why are we bagging on Ed Helms? What is the occasion? What are we talking about?
Finally watching The Office after however many years old it is. And
That's got to be a good 15 years old.
I think it's older than that now.
Yeah.
probably.
I'm saying like pre-Obama. Ooh, somewhere in there.
No, they haven't talked.
Might be
politics
hoping
in
they
there.
don't. They never will. They
Oh.
don't. That show.
Gosh. I don't know. I was like, because it's
They
7
don't.
seasons, 8,
Something like that. Yeah.
I think it's 9.
9. Okay, mine's recorded up to like the end of the 7th season.
Maybe it's maybe it's. I think it might be 8, but I don't think it's 7.
Okay.
I don't know. I've watched it. I think I've watched the series twice.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
all the
to
way
do pretty
through.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
wait.
they're fast.
So I didn't start at the beginning.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Why are there cameras? Do they say?
No, no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, in the
Do
very
they
first
do it in
one,
the
it's
intro?
just like a show. Yeah.
So the premise. Well, here's the thing. The premise of the show is that this is a documentary,
Yeah.
right? The reason that's why it's single cam, that's why it's all being done this way, is they present it as they're doing a documentary about this office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was the setup for the British one too. They're the
Right.
same.
It's the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
Okay. Because I was just like, well, it looks like it's fixated on this office. And then Jim goes to the other office, and then they go there. And I'm like, wait a minute. Were they recording over there before? Did they?
No.
It's just because Jim went over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And like,
Oh
he's got
yeah, well, that's where he meets Ed Helms. So,
Ed Helms and Rashida. Jones.
Rashida. Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's
great
not
on
in
the
the. She's not in the show that much. So-
Really?
No. She
Oh, she's
doesn't
gonna
last
get-
good.
She's gonna get ousted, so him and Pam.
Well, she went over to
Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec,
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So-
gotcha. Okay.
which is the same thing. Just small government. Yeah. So-
It is. In some ways, it's better. In some ways, it's worse.
I can't stand the main girl, so
Which main girl?
the blonde.
Oh no, she's
Amy Poehler.
yeah,
Amy Poehler.
she's the Steve Carell of that show.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I tried watching that show and I couldn't take her. But yeah, the Steve Carell. is
I see, like
Oh.
Nick Offerman more than makes up for her.
well, I guess that's probably Jim, huh?
Well, no, I mean he's more like Dwight. So
But-
he's kind of the Dwight of that show.
He's sort of Dwight, but he's not. He's
no,
kind of
his ancestor didn't come over on a U-boat.
right. No, but he's kind of sort of. The difference is, well, Dwight always wants to be in the middle of something, and Nick Offerman
He's the opposite.
doesn't want to be
Yeah,
bothered
no.
by anything, and so it's
That's his shtick.
right.
And then he's got like 2 secret lives.
So who's the
you know.
Jim?
And that one,
Chris
that-
Pratt. But
it's-
he's
no.
kind of dumb.
Well, okay, so
Chris Pratt
he's
is the
kind
Kevin of that one.
I would argue that the Jim of that one is kind of Rashida Jones a little
Yeah,
bit.
I agree. Yeah.
She's like does the volunteer nursing stuff. She's coming at it from a nice angle.
Yeah, she's a character that just doesn't have any flaws, really. So
Well, she does.
kind of.
It's that kind of thing where she doesn't fit in, and people kind of don't like her.
Which is like Jim.
What? Everybody likes Jim. don't
Well,
they?
Jay, you haven't seen the one with.
Okay, I guess I
yeah.
can't say too much. But I'm like, dude, his pranks are. I'm like, that's just awesome.
It is.
Just keep
Yeah.
going, man. You need to just be the show, man.
I gotta tell
Kinda
you, I
is.
think the show's premise around them is okay, right? Where that sort of drives the narrative along, but honestly, like it's just the episodic things that they put in there where it's about this in the show with dangly bits of this relationship sort of hanging in the back.
And it gets thinner later on.
Mm.
So
Well, and like most of those shows, they have to resolve where that goes, and then after it gets resolved, they're like, "Wow, that tension is gone. Can we ramp it up a little bit?" And
well,
they
that-
try that for like half a season, and it doesn't work.
it doesn't work because you've seen him for that long, and quite honestly, Ed Helms just isn't that good. So
Oh, it's not even him. I'm not even talking about him.
What are you talking about when they get to Robert California and stuff like that, and Kathy Bates later?
All of those.
Whoa. Okay.
It's really I actually kind of like that era, to tell you the truth.
I'm not a huge fan of the Robert California character.
He was awesome.
Dude, I like James Spader.
Yeah,
I just don't
he's
like
fantastic.
I don't like that character. Out of all the characters I've seen him play, that's like probably my least favorite. So
Well, by that point, he's gotten kind of pudgy and
he's
weird.
a fucking cartoon. He's a CEO cartoon. So I mean, Kathy Bates is playing it straight. You know?
she is, and you know what? She crushes that. To tell you the truth,
She does a great job.
That like little Southern thing that she has going on, and it takes no nonsense. Fucking the one that I thought was weird was when Idris Elba was there.
Really?
See that? Yeah, you can't talk about that, man. So
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the boss.
Just hold
Well,
off.
yeah, I can know that he's going to be an actor in it, but yeah, you can't start like. Believe me, it won't take me long to get there.
That's
It won't
true,
take
that's
you
true.
long, especially if you're already 3 seasons deep.
I'm about a third away through the third season, so
Have you? Okay, so by the
they
third
just
season,
came back.
right?
Jim just came back
Oh,
after they shut down.
so you haven't gotten all the New York stuff and stuff like that yet.
Yeah.
See, that's like my favorite run in that
Oh,
whole
okay.
series. It's like the next maybe like 2 seasons after where you're
Oh, where it's dealing with Michael's boss.
all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So and there's like a couple of them in there where, and that's with his what is it? Who's the lady who
Jan.
Jan? They got like
Yeah.
all the crazy shit with her comes up soon. So which is
Right.
hilarious.
Well,
I just can't believe well they don't hook up all the way, but it's just like stop. Like Jesus Christ, or
That's the
how
show.
horrible he is at keeping a secret. It's like Jesus
It's
Christ.
just it's
You
never
can't-
going to get better,
You
man.
can't
It's never
walk
gonna
5
get
feet without. Oh my God! I'm like,
that's
just someone shoot him. Like, how are you the boss?
that's the show. Will that's
Oh my
well,
God.
actually, why was he the boss? Because he was the number one salesman.
'Cause he
Yeah,
gets
he
shot.
was very good at
Yeah.
selling.
I mean, that's the whole reason he hooked up with Jan
Right.
because he tortured her through the whole meeting. And he's just like, sale, done.
Right.
She's like,
Oh, at the Chili's.
she's so miserable. Then she's just like,
Because he's connecting with that black dude,
Yeah.
right? And they're just like so on the same page,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh, they're just talking about bullshit.
Right.
And then finally at the end, he's like, "Hey, do you need paper?" He's like, "Yeah." After Jan's had like 9 fucking margaritas.
Wasn't she trying to like be super serious about it too? Wasn't she?
Oh,
was
yeah.
trying to get right
Like
to
his
business,
numbers or
man.
something?
Yeah.
And Michael's just like, whoa. We're talking about finger wars or something, whatever it is. You know, or, thumb wrestling.
Everything,
Yeah.
just all this stuff. Like,
He was trying to like order like free food and stuff.
oh
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
gluten or some sort of onion thing or something. And
That's
this,
right. Yeah.
all yeah, and she just sit like, just like, and then he's like, "So you need paper?" And she's just like, "Wait, what?" And then she's like, "Wait, what's happening? What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, we'll be, yeah, we got a deal." I'm like,
See, the show gives him moments like that.
That's
from
right.
time to
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
he went to the conference and then like he tries has the party in his room, and I'm just like, "Stop!"
Oh, that
Well,
was
So does the awkward like the cringe humor like just like kind of bite you in the stomach? You're kind of like, this hurts to look at.
It's so bad.
Yeah, I can understand that.
It's like how
I kind of like that.
No, it's okay, but there is like if you empathize with those characters at all,
Yeah.
it hurts, man.
But,
There's
like- so when all the new people come to the office,
yeah,
and he has Aaron Boy go to his house to get the videotape of when he was in the show as a kid,
Oh yeah.
and it's so sad and pathetic. It's like, you told him to go get this, man. Like,
Just
what are you doing?
He misremembered it.
that's not the one he spanks, is it?
No, he says, what do you want to like? What do you want to be when you grow up? And he's like,
you ask not.
no, he goes, I want to be married and have like 100 kids so that I will always have friends because they have to be. And everyone's just like, oh. It's like, dude, you told him to get it, man. It's like, it's one
See,
thing
and then
when
they
you
try
fall
and do that
into
with
it.
Ed Helms. Like, it just does not work.
Well, it's like he's trying to play the same role when
He's not the same guy.
it's kind of so if you're talking about shows where you had a pivotal character, right? And you changed I've never seen it really work where you take the exact same archetype, right? So Woody worked on Cheers when Coach died
They were not
because
the same guy.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
played
well, the same thing when Rebecca took over for Diane. So yeah, they
yeah.
were different people. They even had different jobs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. But to go at it and say like play this character the same kind of like wacky way, right?
yeah, it didn't really work. So
And that's the thing is like the cringe humor doesn't work as much because I hate you.
I want Ed Helms to
Right.
get embarrassed in front of as many people as possible. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was like, where they worked in not Scranton or Scranton.
It's in Scranton.
Scranton.
That's where the main one is.
The other one, the one in
They go to
Connecticut.
like York or something.
I was like,
The one that
"Ooh."
they're always competing with.
Well, the
It's
one that
one of the
the one
ones.
that got shut down.
Oh yeah.
I was like, ooh, is that your guys' dream job? Because you're supposed to sell paper, but then they just like shut off the lights and play Call of Duty for. I was like, dude, this is their dream job, man. They don't pretending to work. Like they're just like, all right, office group, we're going out as a team. I'm like, whoa, all right.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I don't laugh about that. And wasn't there? Didn't Jim suck? Wasn't that?
Yeah, he kept getting rolled.
Yeah, he never like they're like he's using like the sniper rifle, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, if I recall, that was the thing. It was Karen, right? That's her name on the show.
Yeah.
She was kicking his ass, right?
Oh yeah, she was
Yeah.
like standing right behind him, and he was like walking in the corner or something like that. And then he like slowly turns around and he's like, "Hey, Karen," and she's like, "What the hell, man?"
That's right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great arcs in that, man. There are some like weird turns in there, and you have to eventually you start really getting a kick out of the miniature characters on the side, right? So that ends up being some of my favorite moments.
Kevin's the best, man.
Wait, Kevin? Oh yeah, well
he's the
him.
best, man.
No, him. That's we're talking about the same. So
He's playing dumb. He's just trying to count how many quarters he has. So we're totally gonna do it.
of
Is that
course,
the big one or the copper one?
yeah. And then the Craig downstairs, he's awesome.
Oh yeah.
He has my favorite line in the whole show.
Which one's that?
That is when Michael comes downstairs because he put the tickets in the wrong thing, and he was blaming Craig.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes at him and he says like, "Hey, idiot!" And Craig just start over.
I like the way Michael, you're not allowed to drive forklift anymore.
Or what is it? He keeps trying to fuck with the baler. Is that the
She will kill you.
But yeah, when you see like some of the other characters, just every now and then it's weird where we're like something that Angela does will just crack me up because she's so fucking nuts.
Or Creed.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's the Strangler.
Right, I know, yeah.
Well, I was curious, like he sold off all of his stuff, like all the computer and all this kind of stuff.
Don't worry about it, man.
I was like, this is gonna bite him in the ass. And it's just like,
What do you do
Yeah,
around here?
we're
I
not
don't know.
even
What do you
mentioning
think I do? Yeah, he's...
And then I'm forgetting Stanley, and that's not right because Stanley
he's great.
has some of the best moments in the show.
Did I stutter?
So there's no better moment that time when Stanley's daughter comes in.
oh, yeah.
Oh, so you saw this? He's fucking laying down the law.
Because the Mindy girl is all into God. What's the intern's name?
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan.
which becomes really funny later on.
It does become
He's Ryan Howard,
Oh yeah,
and later on that will be a thing.
yeah. They had Jerome Bettis at the paper convention. I was like, "What the fuck is Bettis doing here?"
Did he play him? Did he say it? Did he play himself?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
it was
that.
there, and because like Dwight was just like, "Why do they call him the bus?" And I can't remember what Cinderella said, but he's like, "Oh, he drives the packages or something like that." And I'm like, I was like, "What?" Because they invited him to the party, and he's like, "Yeah, maybe." He's like, "So I can count on you being there?" He's like, "No."
No.
Yeah, there was a part where Pam's she's Jim is kind of like, "Oh, I was doing this with Ryan Howard." She's like, "That's impossible."
So it's good, but God, I just can't stand.
I'm with you. Like again, that's it. The show, he fits the show, he moves the show along, but I don't find him to be likable.
It was really easy to stop watching the show because I was just like, because in the first couple, like he is in 90%,
Yeah,
and it is just like, oh, I can't do this. This is like
Yeah.
watching a Will Ferrell movie. It's just
Kind of,
dumb
yeah,
playing
yeah,
dumb,
yeah.
being dumber on top of your last dumb. I'm like, oh, no, I don't think I can do this. And then it started spreading him out a little bit more and more. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, there's a lot of good characters in the show. So
yeah. There's not. I mean,
like The Office, I mean, not The Office, but Parks and Rec. So many of them are very samey.
samey, delivery's the samey, the presentation's the samey.
Yeah.
It's sort of like it's kind of weird where if you run out of The Office and you still want some Office that's not The Office, you always have.
You could go watch a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched all of them, all the way up.
I haven't seen all of them, but
I've seen all of them. It gets weird towards the end, so
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get towards that like 6th or 7th season, whatever, and now it becomes wish fulfillment, for your characters. So and I mean, The Office kind of did that. So.
Well, at least The Office. All right, so you knew that there were certain things that had to be paid off, right? Things that they started setting up, and basically, if you don't pay these things off, it won't be good. But there are also things where you can tell that they're not sure if it's going to go like one more season or like 3 more seasons.
That happens like 3 fucking times.
Because there's these parts where it's like, you are introducing new characters.
Yeah, I thought this guy went to an island somewhere. Yeah,
right. Yeah. And so there's that kind of that weird part, and I think that for them they probably planned, if anything, like maybe 5. And
I have no idea. Well, Steve Carell originally he signed up for 5 or whatever it is, and he did all of it.
Yeah.
Before he was like, I'm out, because like he was cranking movies out.
Oh yeah.
While he was doing that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, so somewhere, and I can't tell you where. It's a combination of Anchorman and 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Somewhere in there,
and
he's still there.
At that point, he was wanted on every movie that you could find.
He did a big voiceover one too. He did all the Despicable Me.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true. That's true. Those movies are better than they deserve to be.
They're good.
Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last one, so
that one's good too.
Okay,
they actually all hold up pretty good. So
they don't ask a lot.
No,
they demand nothing from you. They just deliver.
Yeah.
Right? It's
just cross between like fucking like almost like Austin Powers and The Simpsons.
Kind of, yeah. There's something there. There's just something about those dumb little minions that kind of gets to me. It's they always crack me up. I didn't watch their individual movie.
That was fine too.
I would imagine it's probably the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. Like the intro of them, like especially, is pretty cool because it shows them going through history.
Oh, I did see that. You know what? That I did because they're looking for someone to follow.
Yeah.
That's right. Because they're getting ganked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why they needed leadership because they were good at things, but. Yeah,
that's where Scarlet
I did see that one, yeah.
Over
Yeah.
some overkill or something. I can't.
Right.
I mean, John Hamm's in it. Voices one of the guys, so
yeah.
I'll watch anything with John Hamm. So
He needs to be in better movies, though.
he just did a show on Apple TV. It was pretty. It's all right.
Well, all 6 of you that watched it.
I don't know. How
Nobody
many people
fucking
have
watches Apple TV.
TV?
That is.
Everybody that bought it just for Ted Lasso.
Dude, I don't know. How much does it cost?
$5 a month.
Okay, and you don't get it for free with anything like with Apple?
It comes with some phones, plans, and stuff.
Okay, because there's a lot of that where I'm like, I cannot picture somebody like if they're looking to cull shit out of their budget, right? Apple TV would be the first thing. It's like, what is this? It's only $5, but it's $5 I haven't used.
I guess for $5 a month. I've used it.
That's like that would be like having individual Hulu.
Well, I mean, I got that with ESPN and Disney, but
you get the whole thing. But that's like,
but yes, no, I
spending
wouldn't
the $6.99.
I would not pay for food.
So you can watch fat shows.
I don't know if I've watched anything on Hulu.
I haven't watched Hulu in 10 years. So,
but do you have it?
not anymore.
See, I have it, and I can't think of anything I've actually watched on it.
I watched a couple of things. I think that was okay before like consolidation happened on some of these things. That was where you could watch like a lot of the original like Adult Swim lineup was there. Like King of the Hill was there, so I was watching like cartoons. And then when the studio started like buddying up and saying like, okay, WB shit goes to here, Fox stuff. Oh, you got purchased. You go to here.
Just to get South Park on that.
That's the other thing. That was the other place where you could watch it.
Yeah,
that's right. That's why I signed up. Mm-hmm.
I haven't caught up in that in a while.
I don't even have the means.
No.
Oh.
You don't have the means or the desire to.
I don't have the services that provide it.
Yeah, because it's HBO now, right?
Is it?
I think it is.
We have Max. I never looked for it, so I don't know.
And I certainly don't have regular TV, so I wouldn't find it there.
Yeah, I can record them all because they still come on Comedy Central.
Yeah, they do. They do. They drop one on Comedy Central and then they drop it on HBO. So,
but during the day, there'll be like 10 of them on.
Oh, you can scrape those pretty quick. Yeah.
When it's going as fast, I'm sure, as it is with.
There are thousands of
that I got caught up with South Park because I was on the rig. Yeah,
I got caught up so they haven't been doing them like they used to do them. So because they've done a couple like the COVID specials and things like that, and then they've had a couple other big ones that are like an hour long.
See, I think I may be wrong on this, but I think the show is on one network, but those specials go on HBO.
The specials go on HBO, but the show also goes on HBO as part of Comedy Central.
Okay.
So, but they will also put like. There was something weird about it where they said, no, we still want people with basic cable to be able to watch it when it premieres. Right. And so
the commercial for it now is they want you to sign up and one person will be a regular on the show. Just one regular, like you can apply or just kind of fill out the form and apply a submission to
have your own South Park character.
So one person's going to get chosen to be a South Park character.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
That's the newest gimmick for it.
Well, those guys always cook up new gimmicks, man, and they've got a really expensive Mexican restaurant.
I haven't heard any reviews or anything. I don't know.
I've heard that it is just not what it used to be.
Really?
Because they had to clean it all up, and
clean what up?
Casa Bonita.
Oh.
Because apparently it was like decades behind on inspections. So I saw an interview with those two guys maybe like just a couple months ago. And they said, so how's your Mexican restaurant? They were like, that was way more expensive than we thought it was going to be. So I said, we thought we were going to get like, $4 million slapped together.
Right.
Then it was 10 million and then it was 40 million, and then it was So,
What?
Yeah, they put a lot of money just to save that fucking landmark.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I'm glad they did it. I mean, that's
Because you're
if
gonna
it's not
go.
the same, then I mean, yeah. So I mean, they don't take the kids up there anymore. It's not a kids restaurant.
well, it's
So
right. Well, that was a time and place. I mean, but the fact that it's not like destroyed or leveled out or basically a parking lot now is kind of nice.
yeah,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't waste $40 million.
No, I can tell you with those guys, that's. I don't want to say it's just a blip on the radar because it is money.
This is pretty good. There's a chunk of money. So,
It's something that you know will never pay off.
right.
Right. Because that's like putting $40 million in potato chips, right? These will not increase in value ever.
Nope.
And that's that sort of thing. So I do appreciate that. In the same way, I wouldn't want to see Fargos Pizza disappear from here.
I think it's still there.
It's still there.
Oh, okay.
We went.
Oh man, that's
5
getting to
years
be
ago.
a rough part of town, though, man. Because it's right on Platt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the kids just really don't care about those kind of games. So
No.
it really did not have any impact to them in the slightest.
It was like, ooh, whack-a-mole, yay.
Well, I thought it was way more fun when the class would go. And because there were a few times, I don't remember the field trips where we'd be coming back and stop there, but we'd be there for like 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
And
I remember doing that a couple times.
Yeah. And I just remember like shenanigans, and it was fun, and it was like they had this thing, this coin machine that you can put words on. That's a mistake for sixth graders to have access.
This was made in like 1805, man. I mean, this is way before Twitter.
A large number of people had those coins confiscated, and again, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sure if the kids got to go into class, I'm sure
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
I'm trying to think if my daughter. I don't think they went to Fargos. I know she's gone to Skate City a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skate City stuff.
So, but
Cave of the Winds, the zoo.
well, we've been at the zoo a lot. So,
But as a school thing?
I don't think she went with the school.
The Giant Mountain Zoo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she get to feed them giraffe crackers?
Oh, okay. Well, you give them lettuce.
It's lettuce now. You don't give them the crackers.
Really?
It's been that way for 10 years, dude. Yeah. If you don't have those, like, it's not like one for me and one for you.
I mean, you could eat the lettuce if you really wanted.
Yeah, I guess. So it comes out of a bucket.
You don't. They don't have the little machines that you put change into, and stuff comes out.
No,
they just
actually, you could put change into the thing, but now it's a you choose which animal you want to help save.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you put it in there, and it like does a plinko kind of thing, and it moves the money, and you put your quarter.
Yeah,
in.
it's right past the gate.
Yeah, it's right
past the gate. Yeah.
There's no fucking around. This is
You have to walk around.
All right.
So yeah, that's. But the giraffes love the lettuce. So they're happy.
All right. Well, I guess I was
Maybe the giraffes were getting fat, so and you don't really want fat giraffes on them thin legs.
This is true.
So
yeah.
But yeah, they still come right up to you and all that good stuff.
No, it's like
There's a bunch of them now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
the giraffes.
Yeah, it's different than when we were younger. There's this whole like bridge complex that goes through the pens.
Yeah.
And so they're all over the place. So,
They have penguins up there now. You can like feed the penguins if you pay extra.
I mean, parts of the zoo are still the same. Like the fucking hippo house is exactly the same as it was in the 70s. So
Gorilla
the
house.
80s is disgusting.
It still stinks.
It is so bad. I mean, like,
Well, William wouldn't go in.
yeah, no,
You
they
took
keep
one
the
step
doors
in and you
closed, man.
Nope.
I mean, they can't even air that thing out. It would like probably like they get phone calls from the Broadmoor. It is foul.
I can remember it.
Yeah,
and it's been at least 35 years for me.
it's well, it hasn't been that long for me. I just went maybe like 2 years ago. So they got some cool new stuff, but a lot of the olds, like the old ski lift, is still there. So the one with the little tiny bar that holds you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I started rocking on it, and my kids were pissed.
I bet you they were freaking the fuck
Dude,
out, man. That thing is higher than you thought. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine.
Have you taken them on a Ferris wheel yet?
Yeah.
Have you scared the daylights out of them on a Ferris
they
wheel
will
yet?
not let me get it, so it rocks.
Even if it's a contained one.
Yeah, they won't let me. They're scared, man.
Actually, Dealish's was open yesterday. It's not.
That should be, yeah.
I thought for sure they'd close down this summer because they're going to move it or demolish it or
That's
something.
right. No, they are moving it out of town, right?
There's a big question mark about whether or not they want to move it out by the airport, but nobody's willing to pay for it. So because the guys who own Elitch's,
Yeah.
that land that it sits on is worth a fucking mountain of gold. And so they're like, all right, well, write us a check and your problem now. So, yeah. So
Okay.
there's a good chance that the bulldozers will be waiting in the parking lot.
And they don't want to make a new park?
Not for that amount of money. You don't want to have to fuck with it. You just
Yeah, I
Just
mean,
take the money
they
and
might
money
build
in.
it somewhere else.
Well, they've been talking like because there's that huge conference and resort out by DIA. It's enormous if you've ever seen it.
Oh,
It is fucking
yeah.
huge. So, but it is apparently like consistently empty. And so there was talk of that, but that is way the fuck out there. So
Yeah.
that's pretty far out.
The part of the appeal of Elitch's was it's right there.
It's right downtown.
Yeah.
I mean, it shares the parking lot with fucking Ball Arena. So, yeah.
Right.
I think a lot will determine once the Broncos decide where they want to put their stadium.
They're building another stadium?
With Penner money, yeah.
Yeah. Where are they going to
Wait a
put it?
second. Yeah.
That's going to be the debate.
Maybe they'll put it by the airport.
They haven't said for sure they're going to build a stadium. Everyone's just like, oh yeah, they're going to build a stadium with the mall attached, with all this kind of stuff.
They just do it like they did the last one. Build it in the parking lot and knock down the old one.
There's no way they're so.
Why?
I don't know.
Because you make all the extra money when you turn that stadium into a mall and all of that's
You're again. This is you're.
So they will
right,
buy
right.
a ginormous plot of land, build it out, and then all the housing will go out there and everything
Oh,
else.
that's already surrounded by housing.
Well,
I mean,
wherever they choose to build.
Oh yeah, if they move it way out to the boonies.
Well, or they're thinking maybe moving it so it's somewhere in the middle between Castle Rock and Denver.
Oh,
What?
Fuck that.
Really?
Fuck that.
That would be something. Because then it would be both our teams.
Yeah.
I don't know. If the light rail doesn't go to it, they're not going to build. So
I can. Okay, so I get you there, and you know what? I guess that also makes sense if you were to basically pull it to the front of Denver,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Something like that.
Because
Yeah.
you could definitely connect that light rail to there if you did that.
Yeah.
But think about the pain in the ass of like, I have to pass the stadium and everything that comes along with it just to get through Denver.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, you do.
I mean, you do now, but you just selectively say like, I'll go at night.
I'll go E470.
Yeah,
It'll
that
cost me
too.
$12.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know that they were thinking about building a new stadium.
Oh yeah.
I didn't either.
With how much? Because there's so much money to be made by having. Because then they would own the land, they'd own the stadium, or they might have the
Well, I'm sure they own the
People.
land in the stadium now.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they would own that, and then they put the mall on. You get all the revenue of all the business.
So they got to put it somewhere. They can't put it out in the boonies then. They
No,
got to put
yeah.
it somewhere near. Yeah. Who knows, dude? They'll probably just pick some neighborhood in Denver bulldog. This is like annex or part of Aurora. I tell everybody you have till Wednesday.
Did you go to the Mets game?
I did go to the Mets game
Which
yesterday.
one? Oh,
Yesterday,
yes,
they got
demolished.
their asses beat, man. So, but I did see Soto crush 2 triples. So he's back in the lineup. He looks pretty good. So our guys suck. For the fucking tutorial team for the MLB.
They are
horrendously
bad.
bad. But attendance was, I mean, the stadium was probably 3/4 full still.
It's the Mets.
It's the Mets, right? Yeah.
Rockies versus Pirates.
Maybe.
They ain't going to be anybody.
I have no idea, man. So
Didn't I? Just
there were probably more Rockies fans than there were Mets fans yesterday.
Regarding the city of Pittsburgh, there was a signing today, right?
They did sign Old Man
Rivers.
No, Old Man Rogers.
Okay.
Oh, he broke the chain. I thought for sure he was going to go use fucking Brett Favre for his jockstrap.
I think Minnesota told him no. We're
That
not
was smart.
So,
Mike Tomlin's still the coach?
yeah.
Huh. This might be fun.
I saw a meme. Do you remember in
Hey, idiot.
Do you remember in Guardians of the Galaxy when Thor was on there with Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, and he's like, "Well, I'm in charge of the ship," and Thor's like, "Yeah, I know you are." Like, no, I'm like, this is my ship.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course it is.
Right.
You're totally in charge.
Right.
And they had like Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin. And
Oh,
I'm in charge.
Oh, okay. All right.
What? Yeah, you're totally in charge. Yeah, I'll be at minicamp. Yeah, that sounds. Yeah.
Well, is the expectation that he'll start?
100%, dude.
I don't even
Mason
know who
Rudolph was their starting quarterback.
I don't know who that is. So,
That's the point.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So yeah, Aaron Rodgers will start.
Yes, and they traded for DK Metcalf.
Oh,
and paid him
yeah, he's good.
$30 million. So they're not gonna do that and just be like, "Yeah, we'll throw you out there."
Right. It was just
you can throw the ball to him, right?
you give guidance to the guy that's playing. You give him support and pointers. If he
it'll be fun.
Injures his pinky toe, then you go in there and you spell him for a couple of downs, and then
I hope at one point Mike Tomlin actually grabs his face mask and it's just like,
I would think it's funnier if, in result of that, Aaron Rodgers spit on him and it caused like a whole big fucking thing.
Riots in Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Yeah. Throw his car into the river.
Because if Romanowski did that to a black guy today, it would probably
Stokely?
Yeah.
I know Romanowski called him something.
So I'm sure he called him everything possible. He doesn't really apologize for it either. Like I saw an interview, he was on one of the shows that I watched, and so he was like, "Yeah, I didn't like think of spitting on him, but when you're right there, like it just happened.
Yeah. It just came to mind.
And it happened. It's just like, huh. Not really gonna take a step back from it at all, huh? You're just like,
I just don't think that's the current NFL.
no, you get roasted.
Like, I guess, in terms of like roasting, is how would something like the Indomikong Sioux stomp play right now?
That wouldn't take as much heat as
I don't think it would.
Romanowski's.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think Romanowski got suspended for like a game.
I guarantee. Yeah,
that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like at least it could be more.
It might be in the 90s.
Yeah.
The
like
thing
the
is,
98 season. Yeah.
if a black guy spit on a black guy, like start the season, he got suspended for a game. But then later on, a white guy spit on a black guy. Would they give him the same suspension, or would they be like,
if a white guy spit on a white guy, would they suspend the white guy?
"Oh"?
Man, you want to talk about some shit that like the NFL I've noticed, as like a lot of other companies this year. So like if you can recall years past, we are in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
And previously in June, there used to be fucking rainbow barf all over everything, right? In terms of in stores, social media, because June is quote unquote Pride Month, right?
Oh yeah.
And roughly a tenth of that is going on right now compared to last year, right? And
I was actually in the mall today.
Whoa!
I had to go buy jeans. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you chose the mall?
Well, yeah, I was right next to where I was going. So and there was none of that stuff. So
yeah.
There's none of that.
And so and like the NFL is trying to distance itself from like political stuff here too. They've taken some of the stuff off there. And so if you want to reignite some bullshit and, you know, basically misapply the punishments like that and get right back into the thick of it now that everybody's tired of it, that's what you do.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so either.
No, they like their money.
There wasn't even any of that at the baseball game yesterday.
What, racism?
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm nice. I sit with all the white people, Jeff.
Where do you sit?
Huh?
Where do you sit?
I almost always spring the extra like $20 for club level. I like them. So, you know, you don't have to piss in the trough. If it rains, you can go inside. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Did it rain?
No, it was gorgeous. So,
I'm surprised.
I think it rained here.
Okay.
Maybe a little.
Was it a day? Yes, of course it rained.
No, it's been dry last like 2 days.
It didn't rain today.
Yeah.
It rained this morning.
Oh, I wasn't awake for that.
Okay, so when I say this morning, remember, I'm with her.
2 in the morning.
That's yesterday.
What does the fucking date say at the top of your phone?
Yesterday.
After it.
All right. Question. What do you consider midnight the night or the morning?
It's the morning. 11:59 is the last minute of night. Midnight, the turnover, that becomes morning.
Night ends when I go to bed. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going, okay, fuck all that. So I'm going off of I'm doing that based off of being on like the night shift, right? Being on the Baker night shift when you have to put in the extra hour, you know, on the daylight savings time shit. So they were very clear about this is when the day becomes the next day, right?
Yeah.
But as far as you're concerned, yes, when it comes to night, when did you eat dinner? If it's your last meal of the day, it's nighttime. If it's your last meal at 1:30 in the fucking afternoon, it's still dinner time and nighttime.
No, that's when the sun goes down.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're gonna part ways on that.
I agree.
Yeah, that's fine.
There's going to be a room in my house that is completely blacked out from all light, and it's nighttime there 24/7.
Not my house. I don't have one that does that.
Yeah, I couldn't call dinner at 1 in the afternoon.
Now, granted, think about what time that meant you ate breakfast.
Well, considering I never get up before 10, that's been a really short day.
That was a good one.
But even when I worked night shift, I would eat my lunch at midnight. But dinner would still be, I'd have dinner before lunch.
That makes no sense.
Because I'd have.
That's impossible.
Well, you'd have a dinner with your kids and stuff. And then,
I'd have dinner at the 5 or 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
And then you have
and then I'd have lunch.
Or like a late night snack.
Well, I'd have full on.
Yeah,
well, it'd be like my super salad.
It's like 11
That's my lunch. And then I'd have breakfast in the morning.
So your last meal would be a breakfast, like
before
eggs
you go to bed.
eggs and shit.
Yeah.
That's still your final meal of the day. That's still dinner.
That's breakfast.
You
Those
can
in the
eat
morning.
breakfast foods. I've had pancakes for dinner, William. It happens.
Right, but it's about the time.
Yeah.
So if I have it in the morning, that's breakfast. If you have it at night, then it's dinner. Lunch was the one that could transition.
Okay, wait, let me. I'll straighten you out on this here because we're studying the same language. Okay.
Okay.
What does Bon Gohan mean?
Breakfast,
No.
dinner.
Right. But what is the translation? What is Bon?
Dinner.
No. Gohan is food, right?
Okay. Rice.
Bon is night. It literally translates to night food.
Okay, so I'm right.
No.
That's on the other side of the date line. It doesn't
Well, no,
matter.
you're saying
Yeah,
so it's food at night. So dinner's at night.
No, it's night food.
Yeah, so dinner at night.
Right.
Right. So yeah, you have dinner, then you can have lunch,
Stop tapping the goddamn table.
and then breakfast would be right after in the morning.
Night food is not eggs.
You can have breakfast for dinner, but it's
You
about
just said.
right. But it's about the time that you eat, which is what makes it dinner.
You putting any gravy on that breakfast?
I think it's dinner. What's the difference between dinner and supper?
Just it's like if you grew up in this part of the Midwest,
Oh, okay.
it's supper now.
Got it. I thought they were two separate meals.
I think
Like
it's different
for
names.
hobbits.
For hobbits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or Englishmen or something.
Hobbits have like at least 2 more meals, don't they?
They have like 8.
There you go.
Yeah.
So no, I think you confirmed my theory there. So I appreciate it.
We said the same thing. We're just actually
You guys are actually
Yeah.
agreeing with each
Yeah.
other. You just don't realize it.
it's just that breakfast can't be the last thing that you eat.
Yeah, okay.
So then it's dinner. Because it's your third meal.
I would call it breakfast and then I'd go to bed. Because if you're sleeping during the day, then
Yeah.
you're throwing everything off and out of whack anyway. So
Right.
Yeah,
It's just,
then you can just make up your own terms
Yeah.
for it
Right.
because your
Sure.
schedule is
Yeah.
garbage anyway. So yeah,
and my schedule was really garbage because I sleep for like 3 hours, then wake up
fuck
and
that.
eat, and then
You
sleep
are
for 2 hours.
crazy, man, dude.
I sleep for 3 hours. I wouldn't even bother sleeping. So that's when I go make more coffee.
I can't sleep in it. Like, so I went to Cripple Creek. I got back home and all that stuff, got ready to bed, everything. It was like 3:15 in the morning.
Mhm.
7 o'clock, I could not sleep anymore.
I've
stayed
known
in
people
bed.
like that when
Yeah.
you got your
Yeah.
really like strong diurnal pattern or whatever
Ugh.
it is,
Well, this
or circadian rhythm. There we go.
this fucking lunatic, right? He has this window. Has
No, well,
has he showed you the way that his bedroom is set up?
No.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's levels, it's closer to the sun, right? And like the entire wall, it's like Lex Luthor's office, right? If you look out the window, it's just this huge window, right?
Yeah.
And that's where the head of his bed is.
Facing it or facing away from it?
It's your head is
yeah. So the window headward. Right.
So your feet are pointing away from the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so
That's
yeah,
much
it's
better
much
than putting it
better.
on the other
Agreed.
wall.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, no, I got you there, but you're still sleeping in the window's light. And so I don't know how you could sleep in past 7:15 because you haven't blacked the sucker out.
I can sleep in broad fucking daylight. So yeah. If I'm tired enough.
I can
Well,
nap in
that's-
the
yeah.
daylight.
Yeah.
But I ain't making it past like 20 minutes.
I don't even nap unless I got at least an hour to kill.
That's- You know,
It's just not worth it, man.
you're right. I took Andy Cap's advice on that one. Is you're gonna park it. Now he was usually like drunk as shit,
Yeah,
which is why he was taking like those 2-hour naps.
that happens. Yeah.
Right.
Nah, I work all the time now. I just set my timer for 10 minutes, go lay on the couch, 10 minutes, and I'm up and ready to go.
Fucking Da Vinci shit. That's the
No,
thing
you
where,
can't
yeah,
do
he'd
that.
put the coins in his hand and they'd fall out whenever he went to sleep.
That refreshes me, and I feel fantastic. Because otherwise, man, I am like when it hits, I'm just like I can't even focus, stay awake. Like as soon as that fatigue hits, that my eyes are so heavy, it's just like I'm done. So it's just like, all right, I gotta go lay down, grab 10 minutes, and I mean it takes me 2 seconds to fall asleep. So
I think there's a stretch of road
North Dakota,
in Wyoming that there must be something with just the rhythm of the drive, or there may
Just
be
rock.
like
Southwest Train
gases.
tracks,
yeah.
Something here where no matter how aware you are, you start getting the heavy eyelids in this
Oh, yeah.
area. And I think it's kind of near where the best rest stop in the world is.
We took different paths.
Yeah, you guys did. I know which one you're
You
talking
know which
about
one,
because
yeah.
I used to go there all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
So what tactic do you guys use to try and
What?
stay awake when you're fading while driving?
I go to bed.
Sorry, man. That's
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sleepy. Hotel.
I'm telling. I've learned more about sleeping rhythms from watching this thing right here than anything else. Because she goes to sleep when she's tired. That's it, right? And there's this thing: if you have like a loose schedule that you can play with, and you're tired, you just go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You come back up when you're ready. Feels okay.
Yeah.
I could not the I don't know how you actually like you were like downright reasonable for the most part with those fucking like 4 weeks of you like I slept for like 2 hours and then I wandered around and I watched half this baseball game, took a 40-hour nap, and then I'm back to work.
40-minute nap.
Yeah.
40-hour nap. That
Oh yeah,
That sounds like a
40 minutes.
challenge.
Oh, that's that day that we talked about. You get up at 10:30.
You just scratch it off the calendar.
Yeah, you get up at 10:30. You're gonna eat something heavy enough to put you back to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ordering tacos.
I saw a video where the wife went to the husband's phone and moved it forward 2 days.
Mm.
And he was sleeping on the, passed out on the bed and stuff. And he woke up and she's like, really? You're going to wake up now, finally? And he's like, why? He's like, you've been sleeping for 2 days. And he's like, what? No, I have not. He's like, oh, what the fuck? I had a meeting. How did you let me? I didn't let you do this.
You kind of did. I mean, if it's 2 days,
Did you go to bed? Because you're in the middle of the bed.
what would your kids do if you were actually just like crashed out for 2 days straight?
I think I died.
I think so. Yeah,
I think my daughter would probably try and match me. So
I think so.
yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
She'd be like,
Right now, she sleeps till about 3:30 in the afternoon. She's on that schedule.
you all
Yeah.
have issues to sort out with that. How did it
I've,
didn't go well, did it?
I conceded. I'm letting him sleep. We made a contract kind of thing.
Contract.
Yeah, because
Right.
rather than me getting mad, he understands that. Because I told him that he just can't sleep past noon. But if he does, then the time goes back half an hour.
Oh, so every time you fuck up, it's
You lose. It's going to move back a half hour. You can totally foobar that day. You can sleep till 2, whatever you want, but you just moved it back, and then the next time it'll start. So I don't know. We'll see how it works.
Is he staying up real late?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went through that when I was a kid for a while too, probably at about that age. So
did that for like 22 years.
well, I did it for a little bit until I got a job. So yeah.
It didn't even matter for me.
Oh yeah, no.
Well,
You found careers that you.
I did that for I would get out of that habit when school started too. Come to think of it, it was just lazy summers, So
well, I would do that during the school year.
see, I never, I couldn't do that. I couldn't stay up that late, so I was so fucking cooked. So
It's not that I wanted to.
yeah, I know, man. Yeah, I know. Just try harder. Did you try counting sheep?
I also
Did you turn on a fan? Did you have a glass of milk?
Jeffrey, it's hot in this. You know it's hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Did you try cooling off?
Right,
It's
yeah,
hot in the
exactly.
summer.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you try flipping your mattress?
Right.
For William's middle school graduation, I got him an AC unit for his room.
A what?
AC unit.
What is it? Oh. You don't have AC in your house?
We have AC,
Yeah,
but the rooms can still get.
Oh, yeah. Your house is tall.
Depending on
Yeah.
which side the sun faces,
Right.
it'll incinerate. So my room gets incinerated in the morning. His is the afternoon. And he's migrated it to the bedroom all the time now. So
Oh, yeah.
it's like, all right, here you go.
That's a fair gift, all things considered. But it's also there are people like right now looking at you like you have central air and individual air in the rooms.
We have two of them now.
You have two individual rooms.
Yeah.
So, this is just research, man.
And it's like fucking 88 degrees and humid in Atlanta right now. And they're laying on tile just trying to like cool down a little bit and they're just sweating. And they're like, he must be a millionaire.
Yeah. The portable AC units aren't that expensive.
No, they're not bad. So,
200-300.
I had two big window ones once. They actually worked pretty good.
Yeah.
So, never had a swamp cooler.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't want to mess with the swamp cooler.
Yeah.
That would mean he'd have to worry about filling it with water and doing it.
They get nasty too.
Yeah, it was just like, nah. And the portable AC units that move around, yeah, they're easy.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since you showed me that one that you took to the rig, I was just like, dude, these things are awesome.
Well, I don't. That place was so fucking hot, and you guys were just dealing with it.
I never would have guessed or thought of that. Like, and then I was like, dude, this thing kicks ass.
Yeah. Well, on top of it, it's like, well, it's not my electricity we're using.
Right, yeah, exactly. Crank that thing up to 11. Yeah.
Let me go over there. There's this power cable like this thick. That's where the power's coming from. I'm using that.
Hey, if my DD can go ahead and run however many computers he had to run Bitcoins.
That is insane.
He had so many, and like he would keep
Can't
the
believe
AC because they had to split shacks, so he controlled the thermostat. So
Yeah.
he cranked it down as low as it go, and his side would be. He'd still have another AC unit in there and stuff, but the poor guy over there, like his room was like 20 degrees. It's just like it's fucking cold, so cold.
I mean, the only time it was like that was actually in North Dakota, and that was when the heat went out. That was when it was fucking 18 below, and we were all heating our trailers with the ovens.
Yeah.
Well, at least you weren't burning part of your trailers.
No, fucking, we got a styrofoam fire.
Yeah. Nice.
It was close. I shared a shack with one guy, and he got drunk every night, and he threw a pizza in the oven. And
I don't know why I expected that story to go. So when he said threw a pizza, I'm like, at who?
Right.
Because this sounds like to start a fight.
and I'm hearing smoke alarms go off, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
And I get out, and I'm like, "My side's fine," and I like walk over, and I'm like, pound on the door, like nobody answers. I'm like, pound on the door, and he's just like, "Oh, what?" And like, smoke's coming out of the thing, and he's like, not even noticing. I'm like, dude, the alarms are going off. Everything. He's like, "Oh, there's a pizza in there," and I'm like, "Holy fuck, dude!"
That
You would have died in your sleep, man.
It's a carbon sliver at this point.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. It was like he didn't even blink that he was standing and smoking. I was like, whoa, you're out of it.
People in those situations, sometimes that's their last pizza. You try to eat that. Yeah.
There's no. That was a lot of smoke.
Well, I mean, sometimes I will eat that toast that got
Oh,
Cajun blackened. Yeah, you can do.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
scrape it off, or you just
I'll scrape it off.
Butter will take care of that.
just throw it in the trash and get another piece of bread, man.
Usually, yes.
There's that.
It's a slice of bread, man.
I know. It's still good.
Doesn't even cost a penny.
A slice of bread. Well, actually, I don't know. You get the Nutri-Grain, highfalutin.
Well, no, I'll get 2 loaves of bread. I'll get one that has like good stuff in it, and I will also get 1 loaf of white bread because that's going to be serving 2 purposes. That is the one that I use. Yep,
that you throw and there's balls stuck up on the cabinets.
There's more cheese up there.
Oh.
So the thing that are up there on the top because they didn't clear the right way are going to be like little cubes of cheese and almonds.
Okay, almonds aren't good.
Yeah, and like cheese becomes rock hard like 17 seconds after it's exposed to air.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. It just becomes this like little rock hard thing. Like cheddar cheese, it. I don't know. The moisture disappears in seconds. It feels like. Probably not that fast. I'm probably telling myself a lie, but I can tell you that there's no infestation of, fucking flies up there or anything like that. So
there isn't foot-high mold stacks.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, it's the game that we play. We have rules.
What rule says throw it up over the cabinets?
Well, it's to make her because otherwise, because I'm on the couch, right? There's no other way to get it in here.
Oh, you throw it. Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah,
got it. So you're aiming for the floor in here.
That's correct.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And that doesn't mean that occasionally, like, haven't gotten it like in a coffee cup up here or something.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, I bet you there's probably 1,000 underneath your fucking dishwasher. So,
dishwasher's flush.
oh, okay.
That's flush, but
He doesn't have too many cracks and crevices.
no. I mean, there's the possibility that they went down the heat register.
Maybe. It's like wood pellets.
Everybody knows the heat register is for air and pee.
and wood pellets, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to feed the furnace, man.
I keep meaning to actually pay for the duct cleaning.
Yeah,
Oh.
you should do that every couple of years,
Yeah,
man. So it's not expensive.
It's
No?
No, it's
like
like
a few hundred. Well,
Not
depending
even.
if you get a coupon
Yeah.
and stuff. Well,
I
it
think-
depends on how many vents you have and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, my house has one less floor than yours, so I think mine cost like maybe 180
Yeah.
something.
Oh.
It wasn't bad.
The ValPaK coupon bundle always has.
There's tons of them in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and you clean your gutters, Will. You know.
I don't have trees.
Oh, yeah.
There's no issue with the gutters out there.
I think my gutters are fucked up. Man. I don't think I'm going to get up there and look though.
Well, there's another way to take care of the gutters. If you're a little bit patient. Which you have to go out there when it's raining.
And see
No.
where it's just gushing over.
Well, so you go to see where it's gushing over. And if you see where it's gushing over, it's like, okay, well, the blockage is clearly here, right? So you take a tool from your garage with some kind of like foam or something on it, and you just bang on the places where, you just hit a few times at the places where there's bendies, right? And so what will happen is the pressure of the water, right, is actually doing so much of the work right there because
Yeah.
it wants to do that. So you just have to tap it a couple of times and then it'll just flush out.
That's a good idea. I'm going to try that next time. So just like a mallet or something. Yeah.
Not a mallet per se.
Oh, I got a
Well, the
rubber
rubber
one.
hand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm
I'm going to hit it with a fucking
I was
sledge.
Well, that's permanently not fixed.
no. So, like, for example, I have a rake with like a spongy handle.
Oh.
I just use that thing and
Okay.
just bonk it a couple of times wherever it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, since the pigeons aren't up there, I don't have clogged gutters anymore.
That's
they were clogged with shit.
It was so bad. It worked though. I'm done. They don't
that's
come back.
fantastic.
So it's awesome. It was they were gonna beat me every time.
Yeah.
They just tried harder.
Yeah, look, you can't fault them. Like birds are surprisingly smart.
There's so many other solar panels, man. Like other people have them go just be like, that one's a pain. Well, but I guess they had so much built under there. They're like, no, I'm going back home.
Right.
Fuck it. All we have to do is just break this screen here.
Exactly. Yeah. I've seen they use tools. Like I remember, like that light I have out front. Right. They were trying, not at my house, but a friend. They were trying to build a nest there, and so they started putting things like rocks behind there so it can do that. And uh, they started using like twigs as like tools to kind of like push them out, and so the rocks would just be on the ground, and they're building the nest there again. Like these guys, if they organized, powerful force, especially crows, man. Those
crows are amazing.
genius animals. And if you can befriend one, they're like friends for life. You can recognize your face and shit.
That's true.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I've seen YouTube videos where crows are like figuring out like you see those puzzles that have like knots and sticks and you have to pull them apart and stuff, and then they can do that on some of those.
Or they would put rocks in the water to displace
to bring up the water. Yeah, I've seen that too.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, Mark Rober had one where
that guy, the guy that made the worst TV show pilot I've ever seen in my life,
the glitter bomb guy. But he had one where crows were actually like he'd order Chick-fil-A like every day. Okay. And they would actually wait because they'd come and drop it off, let you know that it's there.
Oh,
the crows would actually come and take the food before he got to the door, and you'd see it on like his Ring camera. Like they'd come and like start pulling the bag apart to take stuff out, and then take off before he got there.
See, I like that. I like
that's just because they did it to Mark Rober.
Well, no, not just him. It's also. I mean, there's the same thing where I guess like some of the crows like around. I think it was the Grand Canyon. Because these are places where a lot of tourists hang out, right? And they know that you're going to have certain things, but they want certain things from you. So they're going to go in their stuff. And I guess one of the things they learned to do was hijack cigarettes. Not because they want them, but because they'll give them back to you if you give them something.
Gotcha.
And that's what they look for, because they're going to check for food first. And if they don't have that, they said there were two things they'd take if they saw them, those and your phone.
Because that's hilarious.
I'll give you whatever you want.
Exactly. Yeah, and so because I don't want this phone, like, but you're not getting it unless you give me some goodies.
I guess my neighbors have that. You could set up like a thing in your yard where you put. I don't know what they put in there, but they'll go find shiny stuff and leave it there, and then take the stuff that you're leaving them. And so they'll just keep doing it, and so they'll bring back money that they find or stuff like that, and
bring back jewelry. This looks like someone's with
the finger still attached.
Exactly. I don't know if I should keep this, man. This name is legible. Like, I can read the whole thing. It's got like a birthday. It's got a phone number.
But I haven't asked them how it's been going. But yeah, they set it up to do it. You can buy it online, like a whole kit to do that for the crows.
I don't want crows hanging around my house.
It's like a bad omen. It's like as if your vampire house didn't feel haunted enough already.
Yeah, exactly.
If you actually have blackbirds just chilling.
Right, yes. So, especially if they're circling around or like up in your eaves and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You actually have familiars.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Just prey on the neighborhood children. Yeah.
Yeah, your neighborhood children. Oh, I got you. They're gonna be out all summer.
They're gonna be out all summer.
They already have been.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
Okay. All right.
And they have the right.
That is fair.
This is okay.
Yeah,
But
my
it's
cul-de-sac
not,
right now is lousy with children. So
and that's okay. Yeah, it's they wrap it up at a reasonable time, and they're not freaks that are out there at 7:30 in the morning making noise.
I have those.
Really?
Like, so there's like most of the kids in my neighborhood are teenagers now, so they're out there in the evening playing baseball or whatever.
All right.
But
Yeah.
then like the younger kids come out. There's like at least 3 families of those, and they come out like they got one dad. He's a military guy, and so everybody's up at dark fucking 30. Yeah, we got to get our reps in before fucking breakfast time. Kind of thing. So those kids are out there like every morning, just squealing. So
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, we're loaded with kids, but nobody stirs until like 10.
See, that's perfect. That's a normal neighborhood. Yeah. So, but I am getting to the point. I haven't actually turned on my AC yet. So
Ours is kicked on a couple times.
Mine has not, and so I have to do mine manually. And so I'll have to set it up at the beginning of the year. So
You turn it off.
heat and
For
then
that,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I could turn off my phone. So.
I don't have one of those. I have the one that's got buttons, and
Dude, it's real easy to swap it out. For
yeah,
us.
no, I'm good. I need less gadgets and apps. In my life. How many apps do you have on your phone?
A billion.
Right. Okay. So I think I'm down to about 40. So and about half of those are fucking T-Mobile and Samsung.
Yeah,
mandatory
you won't replace your phone. So I mean, yeah.
If I got a new phone, I'd have even fewer apps.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, I mean, there's a number of them that are going to stop supporting your phone eventually.
That's fine. If I can delete the app, then that'd be great.
Right. And I get it. So I do respect. Okay, I do respect running an old phone into the ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when necessity comes and it just doesn't turn on,
it might happen someday.
Right. Got it. So
I've noticed that mine's actually having trouble connecting to some of the wireless cellular networks lately. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Well, hers is brand new, and it's this same phone. So,
but that doesn't mean that the Wi-Fi antenna is not fucked up.
it's the Wi-Fi antenna. Oh, in her phone?
Yep.
Oh, maybe.
It's possible.
I guess. I don't know. But she didn't have that issue with her internet before.
I don't know.
I don't.
But the problem here is that if anyone can connect to your internet fine, it's fine.
Yeah, but I don't know. So be it. It don't matter.
No, you guys are applying this like fucking like ghost hunters like mystic energy to this shit.
Who, me?
No.
Like, I know how Wi-Fi works, Jeff.
No.
It only requires one salt circle.
That's a good one. Have you checked the Dybbuk box?
Right.
I don't know what that is.
Well, was it checked by a Jew or a non-Jew?
No,
This is very important. Well, this is
what you put your hand in.
for the Gom Jabbar?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, okay. No, that's
Fear is the mind killer or whatever.
Yeah. So the Dybbuk box is the thing that on Ghost Hunters, it was supposed to have a demon sealed in it, and they were going to open it on live TV. But on live TV, the dude, because it was a Jewish thing, the Jewish guy was like, very much said like it's a sham. He's like, he's like, do you want me to act like this is a big deal when I open this? And yeah, because he's on live TV.
Oh, right.
Gotcha. He's like, he's nothing. It's not, so it's and I remember they played it off as like they were like, now we don't know if the Dybbuk box made him say that.
I like that one.
Sometimes these things want to be left alone.
Right.
I have heard of some of those things, but I forgot that's what it's called.
There were only a few Art Bell ones that I ran into that were demons and stuff like that.
Yeah, he never really dwelled on that stuff. That was not his thing.
George Norrie does it a lot more than he does. So
I think that's a little bit more of his thing. Oh man, it's just when I did so many of those shows, especially when I got to see the behind the scenes
On the Ghost
of these.
Hunters?
Yes,
Oh,
God,
yeah,
this
they're
is
so fake.
I never hated television more than when I saw how the sausage was made.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I mean, it's different. And so, yeah, like the live radio is a little bit different than that.
This is true.
Because you kind of, like, I don't know.
Painting the picture yourself.
You kind of painting the picture, but if you listen to enough of it, and I've been listening to it before I go to bed, for the last couple of weeks, and now I'm on the current ones because they post them on YouTube every day.
Okay, yeah.
So, but then it's like they have the call-in shows where it's just a day caller from west of the Rockies, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and you can tell this guy's full of shit. It's just great.
I do kind of see. I kind of miss some of those shows because I liked when they'd actually call out bogus callers.
Well, and they do it a little bit more often than you think they do. Yeah. So, and I mean, like, they'll be a little bit snide. It's like, really? So they're chasing you right now. So shouldn't you be running for your life?
That's true.
Yeah.
I think you'd be out of breath. You're awfully close right now.
That's the exact same thing. So you're a secret hitman, eh? Why exactly would you call in? What can we do for you?
Well, there was that guy. The book he wrote, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. It was the guy that was on that hosted the Gong Show.
Oh yeah.
He was a dude that claimed that he was a secret CIA hitman.
Yeah.
And it was all like the Gong Show and everything was part of the psyops and everything that go into that. Like, the thing was, he was so convicted about the way he talked about it that people think that in his mind it happened.
Well, yeah, and see, that's the same thing. Like I listened to the classic one with Bob Lazar.
Oh yeah.
The other night where he called in our show.
Bob Lazar he's
the Area 51.
Yeah.
So
the bald guy?
No, he's not bald. Yeah.
Okay.
Glasses.
He was the guy, who said there's a 3-level ship with, the propulsion drive.
All the pictures I've seen of him or videos are back in the 90s.
Well, he was on Rogan maybe like 4 or 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, he's still around.
Oh,
is he the one that drew the picture?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, who is that? Isn't there like a bald guy that tools around with Lazar? Like he's like this pitch man. He's
That's it. That's the guy that he contacted originally. He was the reporter in Las Vegas who did this story. There's a third guy out there, Jeremy Corbell now, who is this documentarian.
I think that's who I'm thinking of.
No, this guy's not bald. He is got a full head of hair. He is flamingly gay. Okay, so, it's not the same guy. Yeah, but anyway, every time that Bob Lazar or there's a couple other people show up to talk about UFOs, this guy just like muscles his way into the table. Yeah. So, like the one where Joe Rogan's actually interviewing Bob Lazar, Jeremy Corbell is there, and you can just see that, like Joe really wants to listen to Bob, and Jeremy keeps interrupting. After a while, he's just like, let him talk. Okay. Kind of thing. It's like he doesn't need a fucking handler, So you can just tell this guy's a grifter. So, and I've seen him on a ton of those. Like Mysteries of the Beyond shows and stuff. Well, I mean, I don't even know if those are the shows, but they show up as documentaries on YouTube. So, yeah, and they're all his stuff. And it's like, oh, God. So I'm skipping that.
There was this goddamn clip from Rogan this week that was pissing me off because...
Which one was it? I didn't watch him this week.
This was just... the clip got ripped out of there, and so it got thrown on the X, right?
They do that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually how this stuff spreads, but it wasn't that it was political crap or anything. It's that he had like the world's best mentalist on, and he's guessing Rogan's like fucking.
Oh yeah, I saw that with his PIN number.
With the PIN number,
yeah,
and he was like, "Yeah, I don't like this."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And the thing with his with the names and then calling a friend and then
I didn't see that one. I did see the PIN number.
I wonder if this is the same guy that does the sports teams and stuff.
He might be.
The sports teams?
He'll go to like a training camp and like pull up stuff on some of the sports. Like he went to the Eagles and he told AJ Brown, he's like, "Hey, so think of the first girl you ever had a crush in."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So he did that same. He did that on that show.
Okay. Yeah, and it's just like, how the fuck? Like, I haven't thought of that name since grade school. Like,
Well, then it's not that name. He goes to he'll ask for like another name in there, and like going off of like the first name is like, well, you said it like this, you said it like this, and I think that shit's all smoke and mirrors.
Oh, it totally is. Yeah, I mean, did you ever see the Amazing Randy? What was his name? He had tons of stuff out there on how to do that.
Is this the same dude that offered $1 million to anybody that could prove?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
and did like all kinds of people pulled him. He was the guy who got like that dude who used to do the telekinesis with the book.
Uri Geller.
He's the guy who busted him, and said, "Here, try it with this piece of glass in front of you." Didn't do it. Because of course he was just like breathing out as hard as he could without making a sound, making the page go over. So,
well, I think the one of those that I enjoyed the most was it was Penn and Teller, and they were working with a Ouija board.
Yeah,
and they did the experts in Salem, Massachusetts. They did it, and they got messages. They said, "Hey, no problem. Okay, so do the exact same thing. We're just going to blindfold you this time." And it's like pointing to the corner. It's like covering like the Milton Bradley logo.
Yeah.
Like, what does it mean?
What does it mean?
And again, this is the kind of stuff I hate that because I want to believe in that crap so bad. I do.
Yeah, I do. The Ouija board one, though, I have seen that one where they put, like, I haven't seen it where they did it, like, blindfolded, but it was like they wore a hood or something.
Yeah.
So, and it's all fucked up then. It doesn't make any sense. So,
I mean, there is occasionally one, and I guess this would just have to be statistically, somebody would have to get it right, but every now and then they have one of the, like, the police can't find this thing, so they turn to this psychic. And this psychic is, they give these crazy details where it's like, there will be a rain barrel, and it's half empty. It's blue.
Right.
And it's that way. Right. And actually, and they'll eventually say, like, I see 4 numbers. And they're not in the same order.
Right, yeah.
But they saw them.
Could be a license plate.
Right. Yeah. And those are the ones that are just close enough to make me say, all right.
I don't know, man. I mean, some of that stuff, I mean, you just know that it's not real because there's very simple ways to be able to test it. Peter Venkman style,
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
And it's like, all right, so where's the studies on that? The one that gets me going is like the UFO abductions, because I've been listening to a lot of those lately. Like 99% of them are dependent on like hypnosis.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, it is. They're almost all dependent on hypnosis. And so it's kind of like, is that real? Is hypnosis a real thing?
Or the suggestion of being placed there.
Yeah.
Or there is that weird sleep transition where you have lucid dreams. And it feels like, because I had them in college a lot, where it feels like you're paralyzed, you're being like...
That's real.
You
can go through sleep paralysis. That's absolutely real.
And you're still seeing stuff, like it feels 100% real.
But you can't move.
Yeah. So I'm like, I could easily see that turning into, well, fuck yeah, I was abducted by you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, especially, I mean, if they're just like kind of putting it to you. Dude, there's a moment, like, I think you guys have like called me sometimes, and I woke up, and there's this moment between like sleeping and wakeness, or being awoke, where I'm very susceptible to anything. I think somebody about signed me up for a credit card. You know what I'm talking about? Because you answer it, and people start talking, and you're just like, yeah, that does sound.
That's why I don't answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm wide awake when I wake up. So
I am not.
No.
I'm a light switch. Like,
I know, unless there's like something that's really out of place, like
fire.
Like the cat knocks something over that's expensive. I'll recognize that pretty quick.
That's true. That's plastic.
Whatever.
Like, you know how your alarm, I don't know how you guys do, but mine like starts real low and then it works its way louder.
Yeah.
Yes.
The first 2 tones of it low, I hear, I swipe it, and I just get out of bed.
I don't even use it. I use the boozer. So
The boozer?
I just set mine to buzz. So that'll wake me up. So
Gotcha. Yeah, Nikki's like, I never hear your alarm ever. Like, and then you're just gone.
You live with the most snooze alarm pressing person on the planet.
oh, at least 6 to 10 times every
Yeah.
morning.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about that, that's like an hour of like sleep that you murdered off with,
Oh.
yeah.
And I know you've had that discussion, but that's just not how
Oh,
it
She,
works.
it's
and
done.
she has to wake up before you, huh?
Well, it depends. Like so she only goes to the office 2 days a week, 3 days a week. And so those 3 days, yeah. But
And do you wake up at each sound of that alarm too? You sleep through it?
I know her. I know her alarm. It's not my alarm, so I sleep right through it.
Wow. Oh my God, there's no way I can do it.
You know, it's like, it's a crying child, but it's not my crying child.
No, it's not my problem.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can understand it wasn't my alarm, but I would be getting so annoyed.
Oh, trust me. It took a little while, man. So, but to be fair, only like I'd say, only like the last 10 years have we both been on like the same schedule. So, because prior to that, she was like early morning, especially when she was working, downtown. She had to be there at 8, and so, like that's usually when I was like hitting my best sleep goes from like 4 a.m. to about 9 a.m.
It's fantastic.
That is my best sleep
Yes.
time. So yeah, there's about 5 hours there that are my golden hours. So
It's weird because you're right. Because for you, it's like those hours that are best to catch fish. Those are your sleep hours.
Those are my sleep hours, which is why I suck at fishing. So, yeah. So
you know what I'm talking about? Because
Totally.
it's like, that's when they're, because then it's too hot at noon, and then
yeah.
yeah.
So those are my golden hours, and so now if she has to get up during those times, I don't even hear her alarm. So I'll sleep right through that. I'll sleep right through her getting ready for work and all that stuff. No issues. So most nights, not every night, but most nights. So
I guess it's good that I wake up first anyway. I would wake up to everything. So it solves that problem.
I'd be sleeping in a separate room.
like we've thought about it. We thought about doing the what is it, the Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler.
Look, it's nice and cool downstairs. I like it that way anyway.
See, I used to always sleep cold, so I like it like colder, but she always sleep hot, so she'd like.
Of course.
Nemo
well, that
fucking
changed.
fixes that.
Yeah,
I mean, she would sleep in the fucking icebox now,
right?
If she could.
Right.
So like, I get to the point in time, it's like I need the blanket. Or I need to put on more clothes.
It's like you're wearing a hoodie with the hood up.
It's July. I'm gonna stitch it up if I have to. Yeah.
Well, it's better than her needing it to be hot. At least
fuck all that.
Because at least you can bundle up.
Yeah.
You can add a thicker blanket. Something like that.
That has been a.
If they need it hot, then it's just like.
That's almost every woman.
It is, and I get it.
My wife is just the opposite, so she's just different.
And I understand physiologically why, and it makes sense. But there's only one solution to that really works.
You get a big blanket.
You get 2 separate beds. Yes.
Well, and then when it comes to the situation of the house, it's like you wear more clothes. So the temperature should be set for me to be comfortable with no sleeves and shorts on, right?
Okay.
right? And that's how you baseline it. That's how it makes sense. You set it.
We kind of have that,
right?
So her threshold's just lower than mine,
right?
So then I put the pants on. So
right,
yeah.
You set it to whoever needs the lowest temperature, and then the other person dresses.
So there's a catch to that, and that's if if I let my wife just say like, hey, set the house where you want it. Okay, I mean there would be frost on my windows. I just can't do
it. Just like, oh, sweetie, look, it stops at 60. Right, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The manufacturer saying we will kill people if we put this lower.
I'm pressing the button, but it doesn't go.
Or that electricity bill comes in.
And that's
$1 million.
Well, the other thing is you just don't want to run your AC 24/7 like that, man. You burn it out. So,
well, okay. So one of the things I can always remember is from staying in all those hotels, and you're traveling in the summer, and the places it gets like the concrete is like burning. You can see like the jet wash on the blacktop. It's like 90 degrees out there, and you get in that hotel room, and they've got that big motherfucker on the wall.
Oh yeah, that's a swamp cooler.
And you're just and you're just jamming on this here because you want to cool off. You go to sleep, and then you wake up. There's fucking icicles from the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and I mean so I can keep my house pretty cool, especially since we got new windows a couple of years ago.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
If you want to get it nice and cold without fucking nuking your AC, you get some heavy duty drapes and stuff like that, and there's this other thing that you can do where you take a bed sheet and then you drape it over so it's like a double layer, and then you just use a spray bottle and mist that, and it'll keep your house fucking cold, man. So there's a lot of little tricks like that you can do. I learned all those before I had AC, and they work just fine when you do have AC.
It doesn't work, however, when your girlfriend likes natural light.
Go outside.
Tons of it.
All that you can.
You're absolutely right.
You have a wonderful pergola out back. Go have at it.
You're not wrong. I understand that, and
well, my house is full of vampires, man. So during this, the hot months, like August, our house is buttoned up, man. I mean, it is fucking like London Blitz blackout.
Hey, the wall's black, dude.
You got me beat. So
no, I totally understand that. Yeah, it's weird, that natural light thing. It makes no sense. That's like the Sims indicator thing, where it's like, why do you want this? What's wrong with you?
I like natural light, so I just don't need it. So I like it though when it's not like making my house hotter.
Natural light, for some reason, will bend around corners and stuff to make your screen unlookable.
I don't have that problem.
That's my one rule, is when the sun gets to a certain point that it jacks the TV screen, curtains closed.
Curtains closed,
Yes. I hate it.
So I'll adjust the rest of it, but I'm like, nope, screens are first. Gotta see the screen. I'm not trying to dodge that bright rectangle that's in the middle of my screen.
No. And that's
do it this way.
I don't want to have to think about it ever, so that always stays closed. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have that policy.
I'm surprised. I mean, of all things, I'm surprised that's the kind of thing that you didn't put your foot down on. When it's like,
what, natural light?
Well,
there's a lot more fence to fight before that
one. As long as I have a logic for the reason why the curtains are closed at certain times, it's fine. Like, I want to nap on the couch and the sun comes through that window, curtains has to close. Screens here, sun starts going to the west, curtains have to close. Right. So as long as there's logic to it, they can close. But
all right, fair enough.
she'll actually like open the curtains in the bedroom every day and all this kind of. I'm like, that's just more work.
That's the word. Yeah, we're just
I
going to
do.
close them again.
No, I do that in the morning.
Do
Every
you?
morning. Oh yeah. No, unless somebody's still sleeping. So then, yeah, no, it gets open, and because otherwise, well, there's two reasons. Number one, I do like the natural light in my house. So, and number two, um, my cats will come bother me if they don't have access to vitamin D.
There you go. Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
For my safety.
For my safety. Yeah.
See, logic.
No, when it comes to if you have another person that needs it, or especially a pet, you're right. I get it, because I know I like this one. This when it's those prime sleeping hours you were talking about before, that 4 to 7. So sometime around 8 o'clock in the morning, she will head outside,
Get that sun.
because it is belly sun time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's not too hot. It's just that perfect.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And when she comes back in with just a light pant, right, it's getting a little bit too hot.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes perfect sense. She leads a good life.
Dogs really do.
They do. Those cats are pretty goddamn spoiled too.
My cats are so spoiled. It's not even funny. So,
is that cat in your house again, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm actually not reacting as bad this time as I used to.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't
you
know.
get a pill or something?
I was taking pills before, but this time it's not. I mean, the hay fever stuff earlier kicked my butt way more than the cat. So
It was kind of bad this year.
it hurt.
You're right. Probably from all the moisture.
That was
Yeah.
I don't
before
know
the
what.
moisture.
Yeah, that was
Was it?
before the
Way
rain, man.
before.
But there was a stretch there where I was getting it a little bit every morning. I kept feeling like I was fighting off the sick. So
Yes.
yeah. And then finally, I did get a little sick, but I was able to sleep it out. After a day or two. But it just it was. I think it was mostly allergies this year. So, but
Yeah, it is, because you'd wake up, it's like, why my throat hurt?
yeah, exactly.
Things like that.
Like, man, I feel like shit. So yeah.
Just exhausted.
Yeah.
I was just exhausted because my eyes were so heavy all the time.
Oh God! I remember, what was it that one time you're at my house and you just like couldn't breathe? You were just like, you were stuffed from like the very bottom of your nose, right, all the way to your fucking lungs, and you looked miserable. It's like, I've never had it this bad.
Yeah, well, I guess when I had my allergy test, it kind of showed.
Oh, that's right. You did have
I
one
was
this year,
allergic to
didn't
the
you?
planet practically. So
I haven't had one. I gotta go have one of those done again. I bet you all my shit's changed again.
Maybe something weird. It's
Dude,
like,
I'm telling you.
test you for hot dogs or something.
I know I'm not allergic to those. I ate one of those. Yeah, and I will kill off the peanut allergy with peanuts. That's my thing at baseball games, man. So it's the peanuts and the beer. But like this last year, I didn't get near as sick as I have in the past during certain allergy seasons. Because usually it'll get me, where I'm down, because now it's infected, and you just got to rest and maybe go get some drugs if you need them, whatever. I didn't get that at all this year, so I bet you might have changed a little bit.
Well, I'm willing at this point to draw a correlation. As much as I never wanted to believe it was true, I do believe that there may be a connection between cigarettes and the crud.
Oh, totally.
I didn't want to believe it.
It's real. Yeah, it's real, man.
I think
your
the
body
thin lines
is
on the
trying
graph.
to jettison that crap.
Especially if you had a bad day where you made it through like I was never
like 2 packs or something like that.
I never made it that far, man. I could not tolerate more than a pack a day. I mean,
I'm talking about the ones where you ended up. I'm talking about the day doesn't end. You're at like 24 hours. You haven't slept.
No, I understand that, but I mean, even then, I couldn't tolerate that much. But if I ever did, like go on a bender or have like an 18-hour workday where I smoked basically a pack, there was about a 50-50 chance I'd get fucking sick in the next couple of days, just because you lower that threshold, so much.
I haven't had it in so long.
What, the crud?
Yes. Approximately as long as I haven't been smoking cigarettes.
I haven't had it real bad since COVID. So
That's different.
yeah, but I mean, so like I didn't
But
have
it's-
like my brain didn't melt, but
Not many
No.
people did.
I had you know like I coughed my ass out, you know, for like 4 days, and then I thought I damaged my fucking lungs doing that, which I probably did to a certain extent.
A lot of people did, yeah.
But I mean, ever since then, I haven't had a real bad stretch where I was like, you know, like fucking flu sick for like 2 weeks.
Right.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, when I
right.
when I used to smoke, I used to get that all the time. So I mean, it was you could
Oh, the lingering one?
you could
Oh, yeah.
schedule me for like that twice a year. So,
Yeah, it was the change of the seasons. It would be right up
yeah, and then it would be again in like November.
Yep.
So yeah.
every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You could put it on a calendar almost. So
I think that's something that they actually now just start like putting on the packs now. Is
it'll give you the flu.
it'll give you the crud. And if you know what the
Yeah.
crud is,
Yeah,
because it's in the lungs. But we knew non-smokers that would get the crud.
all the time.
Right.
Yeah, all the time.
But there is a connection.
There is definitely a connection.
Nikki came back from Canada, and they don't have like regular packs of cigarettes. They're all
No, they don't.
What do they
And-
have?
well, they're the brands, but you're not allowed to put the brand on the cigarettes. And
What's it saying? Smoke.
every cigarette is wrapped with the warning of what it can do.
What, you mean the part that you're gonna burn?
The part that doesn't get burned.
The filter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all, every single one is individually wrapped with the warning.
That sounds like a Canadian thing.
Well, and that will cost you like $40. She knows.
Probably.
There's
I
nothing
did
left.
not ask how much it was.
Dude, so when I Will and Steve, right?
Mm.
When Will was talking about, because that dude was a smokeless
Yes.
tobacco user, right?
Mm.
Right.
Dipped.
Very much so. That was very
Yeah.
common amongst the drillers. What he said was when he would be drilling up in Canada, you would basically you would buy like a cardboard box and fill it up in there, right?
Mm.
To get to Canada, because once you got there, it was going to be like fucking like $29.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, if you're going to be gone there for a few weeks, it's like, yeah, you have to smuggle the shit across the border.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah. That's Canada, dude. Canada's got problems. I saw this thing about their numbers. They are not doing well.
What kind of
Neither
numbers?
are we, though.
On what?
Like Los Angeles is in trouble.
Oh,
Yeah. Like,
Sort it out, guys.
I know. It's
just-
pretty straightforward, man. I mean, you just got a new battalion of Marines. Go put them to work.
It's one of two things. Like stop standing around. Either bust heads or don't.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I saw some drone footage of it. It's not like the Floyd stuff.
It's not.
And then like I saw a couple where there's like more fucking TV cameras than there are protesters there. So I don't know how real it is, man.
Well,
You know.
so it looks like there's distinctly agitators, as there always are, and there are looters, right?
Who are conveniently using Mexican flags. So, you know,
There is that, and
Yeah.
I guess a lot of the crowd is just people with their phones out. They're
you see that
Yeah.
everywhere, man.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is get one cop to take a swing at a dude so they can get it on their phone and upload it to fucking Blue Sky.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So it doesn't seem that real, you know. I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple of days.
well, the
but
shit where they were like throwing all the stuff at the bridge on the cops, like that was real.
it was real, but that was one spot. So, you know, this isn't like Floyd where there was like the whole fucking city was erupting, you know.
Well, and they didn't even take action on that for a while.
No, they didn't.
That was-
you
that
know,
was the
and so
really
the cops
tough
are
thing.
kind of on this one. But then,
Yeah.
you know, like if you dig into it a little bit, you can find a lot of the fucking organizing, you know, documents and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
they've been. There's been some guys who've been working on this for a couple months,
Yep.
and it's like, wait a minute, okay, so this isn't just some spontaneous shit, you know?
No, but you
So-
can see the Craigslist ad.
Exactly. Yeah. So where they're actually doing the paid protesting
Yes.
again, and then if you look at the crowds, it's like there's a lot of white people in that crowd, you know. So I'm not seeing too many Mexicans in there, and that's just the thing is like, you know, I mean, the Mexican flag thing kind of pisses me off because most migrants don't actually come from fucking Mexico. so they wouldn't fly those goddamn flags. So, so I don't know. It looks suspiciously like that Palestine thing without the black triangle.
Again, like, so it was Slava Ukraini, right?
Right.
That was 2 weeks ago.
I know. Yeah.
Free Palestine was last week.
Yeah.
Now it's this.
Yeah, I know. It's the same group of people, man. So
Yeah.
I think they should go up and just knuckle down with a battalion of Marines. That'd be great. So
I have
put that
no
on
problem
fucking
with it.
TikTok.
Yeah. Well, you're about at the point where a lot of people would be like, yes.
I bet you most people in Los Angeles are actually pretty pissed. So,
I would be, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't.
If there's like 3 places in town where you're having these stupid little protests, and you block the 101, and I can't get home now.
Well,
so
the things that Newsom and the mayor of LA are blaming Trump for this.
Of course they are. So,
but nobody's buying it.
Nobody's buying it. In fact, they said they were going to go arrest him. I was like, that'd be fun. Well, I mean, they won't do it because that's exactly what he wants. But
well, the stupidest thing was Newsom actually said, like, I've never heard. He's like of what did he say? He's like something of the tunes of like the fact that people are like arresting people for running for office. That's absurd.
That's not what they're arresting people for.
Well, no, that's what he said, right?
Oh.
And it's like
they're going to arrest him because he was like dereliction of duty,
basically supporting an insurrection by not fighting it.
Right.
But that little statement of like, y'all know how many people had that Trump mug shirts, right?
Oh yeah,
like.
Trump teach you how to do it, how to take a mugshot. Yeah,
right,
no,
right.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I know. And it wasn't that long ago. So who the fuck knows, dude? I mean, California is what it is. So
yeah.
I ain't worried about it. Unless they put that guy in irons, then I'll retweet that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's yeah, aside from a little bit of presidential and Musk bitching at each other, I think that's it for politics.
Yeah, I don't think they like each other too much anymore. So I think I think that one might be done for a bit.
2 5-year-olds say I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Well,
I hate to say it, but I got to come down on Trump's side on this one. So I think Musk went a little nuclear on him.
I agree.
With the he basically called him a pedophile,
right?
And
right.
That you don't do that to that guy,
right.
Kind of thing. And he's in the Epstein files. It's like, really? Because Joe Biden had those for 4 years. If that was true, I'm pretty sure we would have heard about that at some point in time up to this point in time.
So when you're looking for rinky-dink bullshit felonies to hook him up with,
correct,
on real estate, that everyone does so much to the prosecutor who is getting him is being prosecuted for this shit,
correct,
amongst fraud, and you're saying that you have evidence that this man has been to this island with these children,
right? And
y'all said, we're just going to sit on this.
Yeah, that's out of bounds. Right? Yeah. We don't play that kind of pool around here.
That's true. That's true.
So no, I think Musk it. And this week he's gone back to like, hey, look at my rocket, kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, all right, dude. So go play with your rockets. So
and here's the thing, you guys can you can go back to playing with the rockets, right? And you can talk trash. And I actually agreed with what Trump said. He's like, I wish he'd argued with me or said he disliked me instead of the bill. And I'm like, you did say that. Yeah, I'm like, all right, that's like, I gotcha. And if you have disagreements on that, you're right. Go ahead and have it out. But I think there's a chance that this is the kind of stuff that can pass, but
it could. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't like it.
If you want to get cynical on this one, I mean, so like a bunch of smart guys are kind of pointing out last week that Musk was pissed because he didn't get his NASA guy. And if you dig into that one a little bit, there's some truth behind that. And then the other thing was he didn't get his EV mandates out of it.
Right.
There's some truth behind that one too. But the big thing is, and this is the thing that is really interesting if you think about it just a little bit. So his whole thing going to Mars, right? Kind of thing. He can't afford to do it. He cannot afford to do it on his own.
Right.
He needs government help with that.
Right.
And they're like, well, no, we're not going to cut Social Security so you go to fucking Mars, dude. And so he got a little mad when he realized that he wasn't going to get his way. So,
Well, and that's sort of where the sideways angle of like, well, if you just cut the other $21 trillion out of here out of all this stuff,
then you could give it to me so we could go to Mars.
Yeah. It's like you act like kids need to eat 3 times a day.
Yeah. Hey, Grandma don't need health care. Come on, man.
They're the weakest among us.
Right, yeah, exactly. We should grind them up and feed them.
There we go.
Yeah, it's people. All right, I'm Pat.
I'm Will.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hidden button.